Grandma Debbie here. So with the holidays right around the corner, actually I'm filming this the day before Thanksgiving, but I'm not going to post it till after. Time just got out of hand with me this year. I don't know what happened, but what I'm going to talk about today can help you at any time. It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter or the 4th of July or any family gathering. These tips and tricks that I'm going to show you on this video are things that you can use year-round, all the time. If you're hosting an event, I've got some suggestions. Maybe though you have some suggestions as well, and you can add them in the descriptions or in the question area and let me know what you think. So we're going to get started on a couple things, and I'm just going to kind of talk through it as I'm doing these things. Some of the things I'm doing are prepackaged stuff, and I'm just kind of mixing them up and whipping them together. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what I do in preparation for a gathering of any sort where I'm going to be hosting more than just my husband and I. So I just want to talk to you about it. And, like I said, if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments below. And because I might be missing something. I don't know. Maybe you have a better way of doing things than I do. But who knows? All right. So let's get going on this. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm making some garlic Parmesan cracker. These are really good. I've made them before. My daughter got me this for Mother's Day. And I only used half the mix, so I'm going to use up the rest of it right now. So the first thing though I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat my oven to 250. Okay, so I got that going. And now the instructions on this thing says to put it in a bag and mix it up. I did that the last time. It was a mess. So this time I'm trying a little different. I'm actually going to dip each cracker. I think it just works out better. Let's see. Okay, so oh man, I got a whiff of that. It just went down my throat. Wrong. Sorry. All right, so I'm just going to add in 3/4 cup of oil. Now, because it's garlic Parmesan, I'm going to use olive oil, but you can use, if you ever get this, use whatever oil you want. So as I said, I was going to talk to you a little bit about how I prepare for any kind of a gathering or an event or anything that I'm going to be hosting and serving food. So the first thing I do is I make out a menu. I think about what's going on and I make out a menu. And then after I make out the menu, I make out a shopping list from that menu. So, and when I say I make a shopping list, I seriously write down every ingredient that would go into that that item on my menu list. So for an example, Thanksgiving, turkey. Okay, what am I going to use to make my turkey? What kind of seasonings am I going to use? I will write down what I'm going to do. And then after I do that, let me move some things around here, getting kind of crowded. So then after I write out my shopping list, I then, just so you guys wonder what I'm doing, we had 3 packages of open saltine crackers, so I'm just going to use them up. So then after I make my shopping list, then I head over to my pantry, and while in my pantry, I look to see what I have, if I have the ingredients. And if I have the ingredients, then I mark it off my list because I don't need to purchase it at the grocery store. I'm good. If I don't have it, I leave it on the list. And then when I go to the grocery store, I'm ready. I just find it that way to be the simplest that I can do. To me, it just makes it easier. That way then I know what I'm doing, what I'm not doing. Then, like today, I will do this today since Thanksgiving is tomorrow. I then take and I look at the menu and I look at all the things that I need to do ahead, and I start getting out my serving dishes. And when I get out my serving dishes, I also will put any non-perishable ingredients in that serving dish or that baking dish, whatever dish I'm using, and I will put it in to the serving dish. So like for an example, I'm going to be making like when I do my candied yams, I use a canned version of that, and I will get out the can and I will put it in the dish that I'm going to be using for the candied yams. Also, I like to serve olives and things like that, and so I will get out whatever tray I'm going to be serving it on, and I will put the olives. Unless they've been refrigerated, then I don't. I leave them in the refrigerator. Well, like I use the canned olives, the black olives, but I also like green olives, so I will put green olives on there as well. And I will set that in there just so that I know. I try to get as many ingredients as I can in my on serving or in the dishes. That way, I know what dish I'm supposed to be using what for. And it just kind of is a visual for me to see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And it really helps. Also, if I have helpers in the kitchen, then they know what dishes need to go with what. And they're not asking me, well, what am I doing this with? What are we cooking this on? Because the guesswork's already been done for them. And it just kind of helps. It helps my mind also, because I just want to know if I'm going to need to get out additional serving trays or dishes or what I'm going to need to do. And so it's just my way of keeping track of what I need, what's going on. So then, what else do I do? So also, if there's things that I can start preparing ahead of time, I do. Because who wants to, at the last minute, be trying to figure out or trying to get everything into the oven? I've done that before, and it's a pain. Invariably, something gets left out, something gets forgotten. So I try not to do that anymore. So I also try to remember various people's dietary restrictions and things like that. If they don't like something or they are allergic to something, I try to remember those things as well. But at the same time, I mean, if you're hosting a party and you don't know everybody that well, maybe you weren't able to do that. So just do the best you can. But let's see, what else do I do? Well, making a menu, I can tell you, helps tremendously. Because then it takes the guesswork out. Also, I'm not opposed to if somebody calls up and says, hey, can I bring XYZ, whatever it is? I am not opposed to them doing that. I am all for it. You want to bring something? You are more than welcome to. I don't care if it doesn't go with the menu. Then it's just family getting together and enjoying each other's time together. Right? I mean, isn't that what the holidays or just even special events are about? Just spending time together as a family or friends. Okay, I got one package done. I'm only going to probably go with a few more because I don't have that much sauce left. So, and when our family gathers for any kind of a holiday, we don't dress up. We just come as we are, and we don't worry about it. If you want to dress up, dress up. If you don't, don't. You know, I don't want you showing up in your pajamas, but you can show up in whatever you want. Okay, I'm coming to the end of this, and I might just take the rest and dump it over them. So for Thanksgiving's, for this year's Thanksgiving, we're going to be serving as appetizers. We always do appetizers or snacks, whatever you want to call them. And so this year, I am doing dip and chips. We usually do salsa, but the last couple times that we've gotten together, nobody's eaten the salsa. So it's like, why am I going to keep serving salsa when nobody's going to eat it? Kind of silly, right? So we're not doing that this year. Instead, we're going to do dips. All right, I've got a lot of the goodies left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread it out on the crackers. So, and then we're serving a veggie tray. And then we're going to be serving, what else are we serving? We're serving jellied jalapeno, or jalapeno jelly, whichever way you want to call it, and on goat cheese. And I know some people don't like goat cheese, and that's fine. You can serve that with cream cheese. You don't like goat cheese? Don't eat it. Okay, these are going to go into the oven for 10 minutes, and I'll bring you right back. So I thought I would just show you some of the dishes that I use for serving. So I don't use anything fancy for the snack part for the appetizers. We actually even just use paper plates. I don't even get out fancy things because it's just snacks and it's easier that way. Then I don't have that much to clean up. So it just makes it easier. And I can tell you, whatever's going to be easiest for you is what you need to do. And don't make it hard on yourself. Just, you know, the purpose of holidays and get-togethers is to spend more time with each other. Of course, the food's a big part of it, but at the end of the day, your family just wants to see you and be with you. So don't stress yourself out. Make it simple. Do whatever. So clearly, this is going to be for the vegetables, and whoops, dang, that was loud. And I'm going to put a dip in the middle. This I usually put like a cheese thing in here and then crackers on the side. So it's probably where I'm going to put the goat cheese, but I haven't decided yet. I might actually do it in something else. Then we have these nice little dishes that we put in for our deviled eggs, because we do serve deviled eggs. And then usually in here, I will put some sort of nuts or something like that. But I don't know. I haven't completely decided if I'm going to do that or not. I'm still working on all the dishes and stuff that I'm going to be using. But for sure, these ones are going to be used. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, you know, don't make it so hard on yourself that you're so stressed. Make it simple. All right, I'm going to move these out of the way, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just got the crackers out of the oven. I'm actually going to let them sit for a while so that they cool off. These are so good, and I just enjoy eating them just to eat them. They're really good. And like I said, this mix is, I don't even know, Carmie's Kitchen, I think is what it's called. I'll link the information in the description. So if you want to purchase this, you can. They have all kinds of different things. I have a ton of different flavors, and I am going to be serving throughout the year. I can't wait. Okay, now normally I don't do this. I try to use, I hate to say it, I use a lot of prepackaged stuff, but I'm not doing that this year. I'm going to be making a lot of things from scratch. So like for an example, I made some applesauce muffins, and I'll be posting that video pretty soon, I think. I can't remember. But that should be out soon. And because I made my own apple pie filling, and I mushed it up, and then I made they're actually called apple pie muffins. I'm just making up names now. And then I made homemade pumpkin bread. I'll be serving that tomorrow as well. And neither one of those will be desserts. They're going to be out at the table for the snacks. But now I'm going to make, it's more of a salad dressing, but we're using it as a dip because I'm not a fan of the really heavy dips. I like my dips a little more liquidy. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just using Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning. We get this at Costco, and that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to get started on it. I need to know. Whoa. I'm going to send everything flying, I guess. I want to make for sure I get this exact. Well, as exact as I can. So it's a cup of milk and a cup of mayonnaise. I'm using Duke's, and I know I'm going to probably get hate mail for this, but I'm not a huge fan of Duke's. I use Best Foods. That's what I grew up on. That's what I'm used to. My husband wanted to try Duke's, so we got some. And it definitely, the lid says Duke's. It's got twang. It really does. And I guess that's what the part I don't really particularly care for. But I'm thinking in the dip, I do have Best Foods, but I'm thinking in the dip, this might be a better alternative. So that's what I'm going to use. But like I said, I know I'm probably going to get hate mail for this. I'm just not a huge fan of it. But that's okay because we don't all have to agree on food, what we like and don't like. You know? So back to whatever I was saying, because I don't exactly remember what I was saying. I try to get out as many things as I possibly can. Like I already have out I'm making a huge mess. I already have out the plates that we're going to be using. I don't have out my silverware yet. I have the cloth napkins. I like to use cloth napkins for any kind of special occasion. It's just kind of nice and just, I don't know, I think it makes people feel special when you use cloth napkins. But I'm also not opposed to using paper napkins either. That's completely, doable as well. And I have done that before. And I'm not ashamed to say it, Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And I haven't gotten out all the serving dishes for tomorrow. I'll be doing that later on this afternoon. Or I'll do it first thing in the morning when I get up. Because we don't eat until about 2 or 3. So I see no reason to get out everything right away. But I do like to get it out because I like to watch the Macy's Day Parade. Do you guys watch the parade? The Macy's Day Parade? If so, what is your thought process about it? I've been really kind of disappointed lately in it. I've been disappointed in not the parade itself, in the announcing of it. It's like, just do the parade and forget about all the other stuff. I don't, and I just want to see people that are in the parade. I don't want to see dancers. I just don't. I just want to see the parade. So last year I actually found somebody on YouTube who was streaming it, and I watched that. I enjoyed it. I should have taken the name down to see, but I didn't write their name down to see their channel if they were going to do it again this year. So I'll just have to Google it or search for it and see. But I preferred that over watching the commentators on whatever channel you happen to get it on. So I really prefer that more. All right, so I've got this pretty well blended or whisked together. Maybe there might be a few little lumps. I should probably work a little harder on it. So I'm trying to think of what else I do. I did write some stuff down. You'd think I would have written it all down, but no, I rely on my brain to remember everything. Okay. Oh, one thing I do, I make my shopping list or my menu probably a good 2 months in advance. I know, I'm weird like that. And then once again, I go through my cupboards and I make for sure that I have everything. And then I start purchasing items every time I go to the grocery store after I make my menu and my shopping list. The non-perishable things. I mean, clearly, if it's perishable, don't bother. Wait till the very end. So that's what I do. I do that, and that really helps out on the budget. Also, it helps to ensure that when I go to the grocery store right before Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday I'm doing this for, the items are there, and I don't have to worry about it because I've already picked it up. And that makes it a lot easier, especially on the budget. If you're working towards if you have a budget that you need to stick with, purchasing items ahead of time, you can sometimes find them on sale. And so why not, And I tend to use frozen vegetables as opposed to canned vegetables for any and everything that I make. I will be making a corn casserole. I've never used the fresh or frozen corn with that. I've always used canned. I'm not going to change this year. I'm still going to use the can. If that's what you're used to, just do it. Do what's best for you. So, but like I said, purchase your items ahead of time whenever you possibly can. It helps so much with your budget. Let's see. So, okay, like I told you, I'm just going to recap real quick here because I'm not sure what all I told you. So I make a menu. I do a shopping list. I go through my pantry to see whatever I have. Then I start purchasing non-perishable items as soon as I'm done with going through my pantry. Also, though, one thing to remember is that if you take something out and you know that that's for whatever holiday is coming up and you use it for something else, replace it, put it on your shopping list for the next time you go shopping so you still have it. Let's see. The day before, I do start pulling out serving plates. I generally stick with the appetizers first. So whatever I'm going to serve the appetizers on, those come out first. Then as soon as those are filled up and set out, then I start pulling out the dishes for whatever we're going to be making. And like I said, this part is really simple when it comes to having family members helping you. I also put the recipes next to whatever I'm serving. And once again, it makes it super simple if you have family members that will be helping you in the kitchen because everything is there for them and they're not wandering around your kitchen trying to figure out what you really meant or what you wanted or where everything is. And it just makes it simple. And then also, I try to make things as simple as possible. When it comes to Thanksgiving, we don't have a huge elaborate meal. We have turkey. We do have a ham. This year, because there's only going to be 5 of us, we're doing a turkey breast and ham steaks. We do mashed potatoes, gravy, rolls. I'm doing a corn casserole. I'm doing candied yams, and I'm doing roasted carrots with brown sugar. And then for dessert, we purchased 2 pies through a fundraiser. So we have a chocolate pie, chocolate cream pie, banana cream pie, and I'm going to be making an apple pie. And then we have, I didn't do any cookies this year. First year in a long time that I haven't done cookies. I just kind of ran out of time. So I have, and then I still have the pumpkin bread and the applesauce muffins. Those will go out in the morning with the appetizers. We still have to make deviled eggs. My husband does those. He does a great job. When we make our deviled eggs, so we use mayonnaise and mustard and hot sauce. And I don't use a lot of hot sauce, but a little, so it kind of turns a little pinkish. I just like hot sauce in my deviled eggs. I don't generally eat hot sauce on pretty much anything, but deviled eggs is really good. So, but I try to keep things as simple as I possibly can because I want to spend more time with my family than I do spending time in the kitchen. Same thing goes for any and all holidays. When my family comes here for a visit, I always try to make things that I can make ahead of time for the meals, whatever we're having, because I want to spend time with them. And the same thing goes with with friends. If we have friends coming over, I want to spend time with them. So I make things as easy as I possibly can, and I don't have to rush into the kitchen every few minutes to check on something or to make something. I just prefer that. And part of the reason why we use paper plates for the appetizer part is because it saves on the cleanup. I'm not a fan of having to do dishes all the time, so I don't want to do it. So paper plates work. And so that's what we do. So I hope this has been helpful to you. If you have other suggestions that I might have missed something, please, by all means, let me know. Put it down in the comment section. Maybe we all want to know. All right. All right. I just want to thank you for coming along with me and listening to me blabber on about all kinds of different things. I hope this is helpful to you. I just want to impart information, and so I'm just hoping that it's helpful to you. Hit that like, hit the subscribe, and hit the share button. And I hope that you had, by the time this is posted, it's going to be after. So I hope that you had an amazing Thanksgiving and that you took time to be thankful for your family or your friends or whatever it is that you're thankful for. You know, spend some time reflecting on that. Also, I just hope that everything is going great for you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.